has come a long way. Has come a long way from when you guys started. Yeah. Let's get into it. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. And cameras in trucking. It's been a topic for truck drivers for years. Cameras in the truck. I worked for 1, 2, 3 companies that had cameras in their trucks. Did it bother me? I mean, no, it didn't bother me. I felt that I was a safe driver. I felt that, the camera was there to protect me, in case of any infraction. But the camera system has become a hot button topic as of late because, Prime just recently started adding cameras in their trucks. I'm trying to see. I'm trying to see if I could hear anything. I don't know if you guys can hear me or not. Not sure. Let me see if I can hear myself, because I can't hear nothing. Check 1 2 1 2. Is the volume up on space? Open volume, yes, sir. Yeah, the volume, system volume, output volume. Oh, wait a minute. Input, output. Input, there we go. Output, there we go. Okay. There we go. Output. All right, I can hear you guys. I can hear now. So back at it. Sorry about that. Sorry for that little pause right quick. But yeah, cameras have always been a hot topic in trucking for years. Drivers have multiple feelings for the cameras in their trucks. And again, the camera topic has picked back up because everybody know that Prime recently installed their new camera system in their trucks. Their forward-facing and outward-facing cameras in their trucks, and now it's became a hot button topic now. But you're looking at it this way: if you come into the trucking industry right now, you're bound to go with a company that's going to eventually have a camera in their truck. It's no way around it. If you're a new driver, you're going to end up being with a mega carrier just to get your experience alone. And one of those mega carriers is bound to have a camera in their truck. Whether it's outward facing or inward facing, it is going to be inevitable that you're going to have a camera in your truck. Now, again, I have worked for 3 companies that had the cameras in their trucks. Back then, it wasn't the new AI system, all that bells and whistles stuff. It was just the Litex system that pretty much shows what's going on in the inside of the cab and shows what's going on the outside of the cab. A lot of myths, a lot of misinformation, a lot of misconceptions in those particular cameras. Like, they don't go off in case of an event. They won't be able to see what's going on in live feed and stuff like that. It's not recording if it's not triggered. In my opinion, and this is just my opinion, because everybody else going to have their own opinions, but all that stuff is false. How do you think they're going to get the information if the camera isn't recording all the time? No. It only triggers if you trigger it. Well, how do you trigger it? Well, hard braking, for example, you get cut off, you have to hard brake or whatever. G-force, when you going around the curve says 35 miles an hour, but yet you going around 40, 50 miles an hour, it'll pick up. Speeding, definitely, you go 2 miles over the speed limit, is gonna come on. But that was the LITET system. But now you got the AI system that does a lot more. You got the new AI systems that's focusing on your eye movement, your movement of yourself. It could triggers anything. Pick up your phone for whatever reason, it triggers. Take your eyes off the road for more than 5-10 seconds, it triggers it. Distracted driving, it triggers it. The AI cameras do too much. It sends the company a lot of information, but it's up to that company to pick out just a few triggers that they'll concentrate on. This new iDrive system is crazy. This new iDrive system has 4 cameras on it, bro. It has an inward, an outward, a driver's side, and a passenger side. That's crazy. Now, before, again, like I said, I was one of those drivers that didn't care. I'm quite as it kept, I'm still one of those drivers that didn't care. But with this new AI system now, you gotta be like zero nothing, bro. Like zero nothing. No phones, no doing anything out of the ordinary, no eyes off the road, no nothing. They claim that, hey, we're not watching you live feed, but if for whatever reason it triggers, it's going to pick up everything. You could probably be eating some food or something like that. You're hungry. You're eating a Big Mac. You riding down the street with one hand on the wheel with a burger in your hand, just eating and all like that. And ain't no telling who might be watching it. But somebody from your safety department will probably send you a text message and say, hey, bro, it might be a good idea of you not eating while you're driving. Oh, okay, well, I was just hungry. Or let's say, you reach back, open up your refrigerator, take out a cold drink, and you start drinking that. And for whatever reason, the camera triggers. Because if it's like one of those iDrive cameras, it's going to automatically triggers if you make any odd movements or something like that. So you go back in the back, you get yourself a cold one, crack open that Coca-Cola, start drinking it. All of a sudden, you'll probably get a text message later down the line and say, hey, you're doing too much movement in that driver's seat there, driver. Why not think about, pull over to the side and, get that cold drink out of the refrigerator or out of your cooler? Well, I was thirsty. That's all. A lot of truck drivers are leaving said companies because of the camera system. I remember back in the day when I worked for J&R Schugel, they was one of the companies that had the LITET system. And of course, their people bandwagon for the system. They pretty much partnered with the system and all like that. And the dude said in an interview that about 10 drivers left. And he said himself, like, oh, well, bump them. We didn't need them in the first place. Oh. Same thing with Prime now. You know, a couple of drivers had voiced their opinions and a couple of drivers have left, you know. But I'm just saying 99% of the companies, especially mega carriers, have cameras in their trucks. And you know, these companies are buying companies out every day. So that one company that you was driving for that may not had a camera, let's say Prime brought them, and now they do got cameras. What you gonna do if you've been driving for that particular company for 5, 6, 7, 18 years, and then all of a sudden you got a camera in your face? Now I know with the iDrive cameras, especially the iDrive cameras. I know with the iDrive cameras that they pick up everything. They say, you know, safety say that makes you a better driver, but does it though? I mean, I know a lot of drivers say they are good drivers, but are they good drivers for real? Are they safe drivers for real? I just recently saw this video, powerful video. And this driver up in Minnesota, not paying attention, picked up his phone because he got a text for a new house or whatever, and just plowed right into this man's car, crushed it. And the guy that was in the car unfortunately passed. The driver, though, you know, he's never going to drive again, and he's serving time for that vehicular homicide. And he tried to explain, you know, that 8 seconds, that's all it took. 8 seconds of taking his eyes off the road, picking up his phone, reading that text, responding to that text, look back up and didn't have time enough to stop and just plowed into that car. Now, there was a camera in the cab of that truck, right? There's like some other video that I just recently released where the driver was shooting the other driver. There was a camera in that truck too. Now, again, safety, these companies will say, well, you know, the cameras are there for, you know, that makes you a better driver. Obviously, they wasn't better drivers. One killed somebody and one was shooting at somebody. So what is the point? What is the real point? Well, some drivers will say the real point is micromanaging, being nosy. Again, like I said, you know, you think you're doing everything safety. You pick up a bottle of water, you pick up a sandwich, you pick up some snacks, but you would get that text message saying, hey, why don't you just put that down? Or why don't you just wait till you get to the other stop and do that? I think drivers with these new AI technology, when they get them installed in their trucks, or if they're already in their trucks, they're going to have some type of conundrum. The anxiety is going to kick in. Believe me, I know. Your anxiety is going to kick in. Am I doing this right? Am I doing that right? Am I driving too slow? Speed limit is 60. I'm doing 55 now. I used to do 65. Am I going to get in trouble? some companies, they do their end of the week inspections or end of the month inspections, and they'll go back, they'll look at the camera system and all like that. But hey, remember, only time the camera goes off is when it's supposed to be triggered. So how are you going back into the archives to see what I'm doing if the camera is not recording? It is recording. Oh, don't worry about it. It only happens when it triggers. No. It's recording all the time. Now, for drivers that been out here on the road for years, that probably was driving that didn't have a camera, they already feel some kind of way. They're away from their families. They're away from their kids. They're away from their homes. They out here eating shit that's not even good for us. We're sacrificing so freaking much out here on the road. But they want to put a camera in our trucks. Now, some of you be like, hey, I don't mind. Put a camera, outward facing camera only. Don't worry about that. But see, let me tell you a trick about that outward facing camera. That shit can still get you in trouble too. You think you pick up your phone, you think it's outward facing or whatever. But don't be driving at night, because that phone reflects off the window, off the windshield, into the camera. Now you expecting us to drive with the cameras. I heard one driver talk about personal conveyance. Now you want to take away our personal conveyance and install cameras. Now we can't go and get anything to eat. We can't go and drive the trucks like we want to drive. Like if you on your 34 in bumfuck somewhere and you want to say like go to a Planet Fitness, go to a movie or anything like that, no, you can't move the truck at all. You got to find a way to get around. Park the truck, grab an Uber if it's an Uber out there available. But if you're in bumfuck somewhere and your service ain't all that hot, you're going to have a problem with that too. Because you're going to need your phone in order to order an Uber or a Lyft. You're going to need your phone for either or. But if you can't order them, your only alternative is to drive the truck on PC. Now, I learned a lot about PC, bro. Companies will want you to use your PC for their advantage. Let me break that down to you. Y'all didn't hear me. Y'all didn't hear me in the back. Y'all did not hear me in the back. I said companies want to use your PC for their advantage. Oh, don't worry. You're going to have the PC to get to this drop yard. You're going to have the PC to get to the customer. You're going to have the PC so you can relay with another truck driver. But when you want to use your PC, it's a problem because you got to sign off on it in your handbook. And it says just as clear as day, PC is not allowed to use unless authorized. You got to call your safety department in order to use PC. And you have to have a valid reason to use PC. That's in the handbook. But on the flip side, they'll talk out the side of their neck. They'll tell you something like, hey, PC is on you, driver. You can use PC, but if you get caught, it's on you. This like black ops companies will tell you to, falsify your logs. Hey, I got a co-driver, an invisible co-driver that I just recently dropped off. Where are you going? I'm going home. Oh, okay. But they use it for their advantage. But if something happened to you, get pulled over or whatever the case, we're going to have to put you out of service. Hey, I got put out of service because I was PCing to whatever you wanted me to go. Oh, okay. Well, sorry. AI cameras and PC. They taking away your PC, but they putting the cameras in your truck. They take the cameras out of the truck, but they'll let you keep PC because they want you to keep PC. They want to use your PC for their advantage. But when you go to use PC for your advantage, say, for example, you're about 55 miles out from where you're supposed to be parking, and technically the company gives you about an hour's worth of drive time on PC, so that PC is basically yours anyway, right? I learned a lot. I learned a lot about PC. I'm gonna be honest with you, y'all. From what I learned, I was doing it wrong. I was doing it wrong. All these years that I've been doing PC, I never got, now listen, never got any situations with my PC. I always documented it. I annotated. I let them know the reason why I use it and everything. I was above board as far as my PC go. Case in point, I was just in Topeka, Kansas. True story. I was in Topeka, Kansas, and unfortunately, the company, kind of, I'm just going to put it out there. The company fucked me. I was supposed to be home on Mother's Day weekend, like literally home, spend time with my mother, take her to church, take her to dinner, breakfast, brunch, dinner, all of that. I did that every year. I would take my moms out. Nah, this year I got fucked. And I was stuck in Topeka, Kansas after I made the drop. So I dropped the trailer, and they said that the trailer wasn't going to be ready until Monday anyway. But my company says, hey, the trailer could be ready. Just go there and see if the trailer is ready and grab the trailer and drive whatever miles that you had left. Nah, I got there. Trailer wasn't ready. Trailer wasn't ready until Monday. Let them know, and they'd be like, oh, okay, well, just go ahead and head over to the Love's truck stop and do your 34 over there. Which I just mentioned the fact that I was in bumfuck nowhere, Wichita, Kansas, Topeka, Kansas. So I said, you know what? I let my driver manager know. I said, hey, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to hang with some friends over in Kansas City, Kansas. I'm in Kansas City, Missouri, which was about 45 minutes down the turnpike. So I made sure I dropped the trailer, went off duty, went into PC mode, put in the PC, off duty on 34. Start point was Topeka, Kansas, and I'm heading to Harrah's Casino because they have a truck parking, and I'm going to hang with friends. That's what I did. Annotated it. I get on the road, and I started driving. Now, mind you, I'm in my truck, my original truck was broke down. So I'm in a quote unquote loaner truck. And I'm driving down the way. And usually if you leave the blinker on for more than maybe 10, 15, 20 seconds, it will be an alarm that lets me know that my blinker was left on. But I'm in this truck that don't have none of the bells and whistles as my truck does. So I didn't realize I left the blinker on. And I'm driving in the middle lane. I'm doing 70. Speed limit is 75, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm doing 70. And the blinker is still blinking. I'm not paying attention. I'm going to be honest. I'm not paying attention to the blinker. I'm driving, focusing on the road. And then I get whoop. I get pulled over. Whoop. Hey, buddy. Hey, what's going on there, sir? I'm just here to do a level 1 inspection. I said, fine. He goes to open the truck door. He's on the driver's side. So usually it's funny that he came on the driver's side. Usually they come on the passenger side. Because if he would have came on the passenger side, he would have been like, hey, can I open up the door? No, you climb your ass up there and talk to me through the window. I ain't opening my door. But no, he came on the driver's side. So he opens the door. Hey, buddy, I'm doing a level 1 inspection. And I'm like, okay, cool, no problem. And he goes, I see a fire extinguisher right here. I said, yeah. Well, let me just go ahead and latch that back on for you. Fuck. Okay. So he goes, do a level 1 inspection. He asked me for my law book. Now, when he asked me for my law book, I already told him, I said, hey, bro, I'm on PC. I'm coming from Topeka. From Topeka. And I'm heading towards Kansas City, Missouri. And we was about 10, 15, 20 minutes away. And I was like, okay, no problem. So he goes and, does this 1, 2. And then he comes back and he talks to me about PCing a little bit. So he says that I'm doing, how long you been on PC? I said, well, I just left. I just left from, Topeka, Kansas. I said, I'm on my 34 right now. And I said, I'm going to visit some friends in Kansas City. So he was like, oh, okay. Okay. He said, you annotated it and everything. I said, yes, everything is annotated and everything. And then he came back. He gave me my inspection sheet. Nothing about PC. He was cool with that. But of course he hit me with the latch. He had to put the latch back on the fire extinguisher. And I explained to him, I was like, well, I said, I do my pre and post trip, while I'm driving, the latch, I'm not going to cap. The latch is a piece of shit. So I did not know. I did not know that I didn't, that it came apart because, you driving and it's rattling and everything. And it came apart. So, yeah, I tried to, but they had to hit me with that. No problem. And sent me on my merry way. So I'm down there on my merry way, I get back to Kansas City, Missouri. Now, listen. The plan was to stay there for the whole weekend. That was the plan. You know, I was going to hang out with some friends. We was going to go in the casino, do whatever. And then the next day, you know, they was going to show me around, the city and all like that. But I said, you know what? I only stayed there for maybe like 5 hours or 6 hours or something like that. I think I started up and went back to Topeka, Kansas around 2:00 in the morning. I figured I'll do it that way so I don't have to run into any, patrol or DOT or whatever the case. So I get back to the start point. Now, what I would have did, what would have been wrong, and I probably would have got dinged for it if I had that load. Okay? If I had that load and I decided to PC to Kansas City, Missouri, and park there and started from there. Now, I would have thought it would have been okay, but you want to know what would have happened? They would consider that as me advancing the load. That's what they would have got me on. Yeah, they would have got me on that. They would have took me over to the rest area or something like that and shutted me down. And, of course, get a ticket. If I would have did it that way, because I was doing it that way for years. I always thought, I didn't think it was advancing the load. I will put in there looking for safe haven parking, yada, 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 and this, that, and the third. No. You still have to go back to the starting point where you started at. I knew that for years, but with the new shit, that the new regulations and all that, that's why I said sometimes you just got to sit down and read the shit. I know some of y'all are like, but yeah, that's what happened. So, but you use PC for your advantage. If you use it for your advantage, then your company is going to be like, oh, nah, you went out of route. You did this. You did that. Yada, yada, yada. But then when they ask you to use PC and say, hey, just put in there that you're looking for safe haven, yada, yada, yada. Oh, it's okay. It's okay what you do it, but it's a problem when I do it. Oh, I'm out of route. So, again, PC and cameras. If you're going to use PC, I guess you could just use PC, right? But the cameras, though, there's no way around the cameras, bro. Again, like I said, 99% of the companies out here today have some shape or form of a camera in their truck. And you pretty much going to have to just get used to it. You know? And let me circle back to getting pulled over. I'm like, after I pulled off and realized that I had my blinker on, yeah, I don't think I would have been pulled over if I didn't have my blinker on. No, because I'm driving, not being distracted or anything like that. You know, I mean, it was windy, but it wasn't pushing me from side to side that I was losing control of the truck. It was the blinker. That's the only reason, because you would think dude is driving behind me thinking I'm about to get over to the right or to the left. Because when I was in the right lane, I turned the blinker on to get into the left lane and just cruise straight down the left lane. And that's what the blinker was on. So I guess when good old boy get behind me, he's thinking I'm getting over or to get over so that he can go past me. Get over. Nah. He, I guess that's what he was thinking. Unfortunately, he been behind me for a little minute and said, let me just go ahead and make sure this guy's all right. Let me just pull him over. Then I noticed the blinker. Then I turn it off, and then he comes up and do his thing. But again, guys, cameras in the trucks. I know some of you guys are just not going to deal with it. Y'all going to turn around and try to find another company that don't have cameras in their trucks and try to rock out with them. My company don't have cameras in their trucks. And I think eventually, they might succumb to getting cameras in their trucks. I mean, I don't know, because the owner of the company is like, I can't tell whether or not if he's for or against cameras, but I guess he got faith in his drivers, because I always said that they can find where their trucks is at. He knows where his trucks is at all times. You get into an accident, you're going to have to call safety anyway and let them know you was in an accident. You have to take pictures and all like that. Of course, the AI camera in the truck would be like a little bit more for them. But I don't know. I honestly don't know. But these new AI cameras, these new iDrive cameras, they're a game changer. They are a game changer. And the company, they could pull the footage. They can send the footage to your tablet or whatever system that you got, maybe to your phone. And you could see in real time what had happened. Somebody sideswiped you, they can see it. You get, you had to make out a report. That car try to make it your fault. Trooper over there sitting like, okay, well, yeah, it's your fault and all like that. No. Look, company sent me the footage, showed the officer sees it. Oh, okay. And the car got cited, and the company will go on their merry way. It's a double-edged sword. I mean, I know you guys could go back into the past and see that some of these companies had lawsuits with peeping Tom, creepy dispatchers, creepy safety people just looking at these females, in a buff or whatever the case. And those females won, So now they had to change up their system and all like that. But as I said before, do not believe anything that people say that, oh, it only comes on when it's triggered. No, it's on all the time. It is on all the time. So again, like I said, cameras in the truck had become a hot button topic as of late because of Prime Inc.'s iterations of their new AI cameras with the iDrive. There's a female YouTuber. She will be doing a video on it soon. She showed a video of Prime installing the cameras. I think it was her truck. I don't know. She was showing that, how they installed the cameras. And I think the following week or following video, she's going to test it out. She got something going on with the safety department that, give her the ability to test out the camera, what it can do, what it's going to catch, what it's going to say, and all like that. I think she's going to test the speeding, the distracted driving, the lane changing, and all of that. And she's gonna make a video about it. And you guys could go over there and check it out. Her name is Kersey, trucking along with Kersey. I had a conversation with her back in the day. She's been with Prime for a little bit now. You guys consider her one of the Kool-Aid drinkers. So, but yeah, AI cameras. How do you guys feel about it? Let us know in the comments below. Would you stop trucking because of AI cameras? How you feel about it? Because like I said before, 99% of the companies are now going with AI cameras in their trucks now, and some of which they'll be like the reason would be for the insurance purposes. So, insurance be like, yeah, we're gonna give you a break. Really? Okay, we'll take that. You gotta get AI cameras in your truck. But again, like I said, the new iDrive cameras, I'm telling you right now, with the iDrive cameras, you better be on your P's and Q's with the iDrive cameras, because the iDrive cameras picks up everything. It's like a wide angle camera that catches everything in your truck from the back to the front. So I would implore you, if you're one of those drivers that got some stuff going on in your bunk area, to shut the curtains while you're driving. After you shut your curtains, you drive. It's only going to capture the wide angle stuff that's going on in the front of the cab. And it has like a little zero in box. And in that box, that focuses on you, the driver. And that's where it's going to concentrate on your actions. Whether you're paying attention, whether you're moving around too much, whether you pick up your phone, whether you texting, whether you're doing whatever, that little box can also trigger the camera as well. Not just the other triggers that you can do, the hard braking, the G-force, the speeding, but whatever you do in that box will trigger the camera as well. So if you're looking down too much, if your eyes is off the road, you pick up your phone, you pick up your maybe your GoPro, or you pick up something that's not supposed to be in your hand, it triggers it. It triggers the whole thing. So just know, from now on, Big Brother is now watching in all companies, including Prime. Thank you guys for joining me. I really do appreciate it. Shout out to the 12 in the building. And yeah, we will come back with another one.